Welcome again, it's Freedom Friday and it's Friday the 12th of June. So this is being recorded slightly earlier. I'm hoping it's a good day like this again. And what's got me thinking is the World Cup. So the World Cup is now, 48 countries altogether. And we estimate there's going to be something like 5.5 million people watch it live, 1.25 million of those being from overseas. What a fantastic opportunity, as somebody reminded me recently, for those nefarious people to create an event. How would you know where an outbreak came from if you were to create one? What would happen? Perhaps you'd end up in another lockdown. Maybe having to distance 12 yards. That's the distance from the goal to the penalty spot. Or no ball games allowed because somebody said that kicking a ball with your foot and then heading it actually transmit the disease. Anything could happen. At worst, it could be a false flag event. But it's already been much criticised, and what a fantastic opportunity if you are one of these bad actors to try and create one. Hoping I'm not manifesting it, I don't want to do that, but it is a big warning for what might happen over the next 4 to 6 weeks. And what will the public do if we do get another lockdown situation? Well, I've been thinking about this, and I'm thinking about the boy that cried wolf. Remember Aesop's fable about the boy who cried wolf so many times when the wolf actually did attack? Nobody came to his rescue. I'm kind of thinking that's where the public are. They don't trust the government whatsoever, and rightly so. So back to the boy. From Boris's clenched fists to Whitty's reliance on the R number, whatever that meant, to Ferguson's ludicrous projections, most of this stuff has now been absolutely proven to be rubbish. So, what will people do? Well, they won't trust the government at all. They don't trust them on so many different things. So how will this play out? I don't know. But what I will be doing is making sure friends and colleagues of mine know what we believe, what we find out, and how to deal with it. I'm not going to be stopping seeing friends and family and people in care homes, such as my mum and dad. Nobody should stop anybody doing that. Nobody should coerce anybody into medications or anything like that. So let's see what happens, shall we? So we remain fully an anti-lockdown party, and we remain fully a pro-choice party. So if you're watching this and you want to take medication, then that's your personal choice. Doesn't matter which one it is. It's your body, your choice, and it should remain private in the way it always has done up until 2020-21. If you do believe viruses exist rather than simple pathogens and that they are transmissible, what's your choice? It is your choice after all. Nobody else's choice. Nobody should be forcing you to do any kind of medication whatsoever. Have a look around. If something's happening, use your own eyes to work it out. And that brings me to The Tao of Pooh. So this book was, I think it was the 1980s, wasn't it? Benjamin Hoff, somebody like that. And it was designed to bring Taoism in a language that people might understand, that of Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is 100 years old. Well, the book is 100 years old this year. And I thought we'd have a look at exactly why it's so enduring and endearing, and why Winnie the Pooh is, or can be, a role model, really. He manages to simplify everything and get on with life without too much trouble. Gets into scrapes and stuff, but seems to enjoy his life right the way through. So I looked at it, and it says here that Winnie the Pooh, inner nature, emphasises accepting one's limitations and strengths. So trying to be someone you're not leads to frustration, whereas trying to be who you are brings peace. That's why Winnie the Pooh has so much calm. I think Owl versus Pooh is cleverness, or seeking to look clever, versus simplicity. Now, how many times have you seen all those politicians on the telly just talking, and you think, is anybody actually going to get out and do something? Pooh would, maybe Owl wouldn't. And then finally there's Eeyore. He embodies the Eeyore attitude of pessimism, which prevents happiness and accomplishment. So, what are we going to be? What are you going to be? Let's see what happens over the next 4 to 6 weeks, and let's be wise in the right sense. Let's keep it simple. Let's make sure we speak to people about the right things and how they can get through it if something does happen. And if not, then I wish everybody a wonderful World Cup, and whichever team you might support, or none at all, enjoy the period.